We've all been there. You have a massive project staring you down, and instead of diving in, you hesitate. You tell yourself you're just waiting for a surge of energy, or for the right mood to hit before you begin. Our brains are wired to seek immediate comfort. If you wait until you organically feel like tackling an energy-intensive task, you are setting yourself up for an endless cycle of delay. The mistake we make is getting the sequence backward. Motivation isn't a prerequisite for work. Motivation is a byproduct of work. To fix this, we need to remap our approach using 4 distinct concepts: the motivation myth, the power of doing, the momentum of progress, and the eventual entry into the flow state. By shifting your focus away from waiting and focusing entirely on doing, you take control of your productivity away from unpredictable emotions and put it right back in your own hands. A lot of people treat motivation like the weather. They look at it as an external force they have zero control over, something they just have to sit around and wait for. Psychologically speaking, your emotional state is almost never going to naturally match the difficulty of the task in front of you, and you aren't going to suddenly feel more like doing it tomorrow either. Expecting to feel fearless, inspired, or completely ready before you start a project is the primary cause of creative and professional paralysis. You build an artificial barrier that keeps you from making any progress. This page from Steven Pressfield's The War of Art highlights how true professionals operate. They don't wait for inspiration to strike. Instead, a professional acts in anticipation of inspiration. They start working specifically to create the conditions for it to arrive. Believing you must feel fully ready before starting is a mental trick your brain plays to protect you from the temporary discomfort of effort. This brings us to a biological reality. Human attitudes follow physical behavior. When you take just one tiny physical step forward, like writing a single sentence, your brain registers that action, regardless of your initial negative mood. As that physical movement continues, your brain begins to alter its own motivational state to align with the body's output. You start to care about the task because you are actively engaged in it. This establishes an essential rule for tackling hard work. Action must always come first. The mood will predictably follow second. Once you overcome that initial friction of starting, a biological feedback loop takes over to help keep you moving. We are designed in such a way that completing even a microscopic portion of a task triggers a reward. Your brain releases a surge of energy and confidence every time you check something off. This progress-induced happiness acts like compounding interest. That quick hit of self-esteem provides the fuel you need to take the next step, which then generates even more energy. Sustaining your motivation doesn't require a massive victory. You only need a continuous stream of small, manageable completions to feed your brain's reward loop. When you maintain that steady level of activity, you reach the flow state, a mental state where work feels effortless, clear, and calm. This level of focus is inaccessible through planning or wishing for it. It is the reward for pushing through the uncomfortable stages of steady action. When we stop falling for the motivation myth and start to rely on the power of doing, we generate the momentum of progress. That momentum is exactly what carries us into the flow state. Stop waiting for a spark to start the fire. Strike the match of physical action, and the fire of motivation will inevitably follow.